Get relief when you need it most. The Herb Bar at Biophilia Health offers walk-ins and telehealth appointments to new and existing clients with a qualified naturopath. After a quick consultation, you will receive a customised blend of herbal medicine or supplements tailored to your needs, either given to you before you leave or express posted to you. Visit the Herb Bar for acute appointments from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 9 till 3 p.m. on Saturdays. Get 15% off your first naturopathic prescription for Livin listeners only. Make sure you mention Livin. Today's episode of Livin Podcast is proudly brought to you by Biophilia Health. Oh, that hurts my tummy.
That's good, right?
I think I just found an ab. Whew. That's a good one.
Am I living?
Vince, we are not using that.
See, the fun part is, now that everyone's heard this part,
They want to know.
I want to know.
No.
So what was it? What was the preamble today that you can't share?
Can I have some volume in my ears, please? Hello. I'm not really... I don't know. Can you hear me clear?
I can hear clearly. Oh, you've probably got the dicky...
No, it's not cutting in and out. It's just...
I think
Hello?
it sounds too loud for both of us. Like, I feel
Hello?
like we sound very...
It's this ear. It doesn't work.
Well, that's the
That's why.
that's what it is.
Sorry.
No, you got the winning one today. You got the door prize now. It's a real game. Everyone... No, so...
Hello?
And you're better off, like, it's sort of half in, half out is where you want it to be.
Oh, okay.
This is the same... These conversations
Ooh.
sound so dirty.
Oh,
There you go.
that's better.
Yep. So just adjusting
half
the
in.
3.5 mil headphone jack.
Half in, half out.
It's never just the tip.
Oh, I can't.
Okay.
Am I living?
Good preamble.
What a funny
Good preamble.
Oh, dear. Nah. My face matches my jumper, I think.
It does. Almost look headless. It's a Monday morning and you are back on Livin Podcast with Nancy Timpano.
Ah, that's me. And you, Vince Fusco.
Hey, that's me. Guys,
Hey.
welcome. Hi, welcome.
Oh, I like how we did that. We swapped without even planning.
Well, you know, you've got to mix it up every now and then, Nance. It's
Yeah.
another week has
That's
gone by.
right.
It's Monday morning already. You're starting your working week. We're sitting on the couch entertaining you as you get to work, or maybe you're on the bus. Who knows where you are this morning?
Who knows? And apologies. I hope you're not going cross-eyed with my jumper. I thought about that driving
that
up here. I'm like, stripy jumper.
No, but is that a
on-
thing still? Like, I know exactly what you're saying. I remember,
Yeah.
like, old TV days. They're
Yeah,
like,
you
you could
couldn't
never wear
wear-
stripes or checks.
Yeah.
Because you go, like, patterning.
You look like the test pattern.
the test
Yeah.
pattern.
Do you remember that? When you
Yeah.
turn on the TV and the different colours?
SBS used to have an end of a broadcast day, didn't they? And they would have that on at night with, like, just the scroll of, like,
Yeah.
news, and it would
Yes.
be music. Do you remember that? Like, from,
Yes.
like, 2 a.m. or
I
something?
actually do. Wow. Oh, wow. Back in the day when I used to stay up to 2 a.m.
Take us back. When
Not
you used to stay up to 2 a.m.
Haven't seen 2 a.m. in a while. You're lucky if I see 10 p.m.
Oh, I was
That's
going to make
a big
joke.
night.
I'll-
What?
I'll cut it out, but I'll just say it because we can. But, like, we say I haven't seen 2 a.m. for a while.
I haven't seen 2 a.m. in a long time.
What about his brother, 2 p.m.?
Got more chance
Well,
if the sun's up.
have you heard about these daytime nightclubs? These lunch rave discos?
Oh,
for like grown-ups?
gosh.
Really? Oh, gosh.
Well,
Wow,
it's
I mean,
probably it's
I
probably
think it'd be your
something I
vibe.
should, really look into.
like, think about it. If you're not seeing 2 a.m., but you were like, I could do a 2 p.m.,
yeah, a little dance.
put a
dancey
mimosa in your
dance.
hand and have a boogie.
Yes, I could do that.
It's happening. Apparently, these things are real. So I went to an industry function the other day, a vendor's lunch, and Tunes and Moves was there. Tanya
Yeah.
spinning the decks, Leah's on the violin, and I think me and Tanya were the only ones really up and grooving. And I was like, people need to dance more in the day.
Ah, yes.
And that's what made me think about this daytime rave and daytime nightclubs. If you know where they are,
Yeah.
send us a link, please, because I do want to see one of those.
That'd be great. And I'll still be in bed by 9. Had a big
You go-
day.
You go to school pickup. What are you talking about? We go have lunch. You go have lunch. Go have a boogie from like say
Yes.
1 till 2:30.
Yeah,
Jump in the
yeah.
car. You're in the school kiss and pick up at 3 o'clock.
Wow.
You're still
Happy
going to bed.
days.
Still going to bed at 8:30 if you wanted to.
Happy days.
Love that.
But Vince, today's topic is something that I've been wanting to bring up and not wanting to bring up for a while because I'm
what's wrong?
questioning it myself in my head.
Okay.
And it happens nightly in my household that I say to myself, am I a shit parent? Am I a shit mum?
Hang on.
Yeah. There's just one particular thing. There's probably lots of things I do that makes me a shit mum. But anyway, no, there's one particular thing that happens at night when Yuge and I go to bed. And it's just all of a sudden, and we've always done this, but all of a sudden it's hitting me. And I'm like, am I a shit mum? It's that moment. Let me just ask you, and don't sort of go into it yet, but just answer this question. Do you kiss your boys every night when you go to bed?
When I go to
Yes.
bed, not every night. I go in there, or we check on them every night,
Okay.
just on the way between the lounge and the bedroom. Yeah.
Yes. Well, this is the thing. Every single night, the reason I do what I do is because I'm a really, really light sleeper. I can hear a pin drop when I'm asleep.
Right.
And so every night when Yuge and I go to bed, I will poke my head into Jaden's room to just check, he's all good, tucked in, covered, whatever, and I'll go in.
Do you go in, or is it just a?
I'll just look in if he all looks good. If
Yeah.
he's come out of the covers, I'll
You'll
go
go
and
do the
tuck him in,
retuck, yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
But
yeah.
that's it. If he's asleep, I'm out. If he's happened to some nights, he'll like be rolling over and open his eyes and see me. Well, if his eyes are open, I'll jump in and give him a kiss and a cuddle, tuck him in.
Yep.
If not, I'm out because I just look at it on the reverse side. If you were to do that to me, I would be like this.
So no
Right.
soft forehead
No.
kisses for you from
Whereas,
Eugene at night.
no, Huge every single night will go in
Nope.
and give him a kiss.
That's cute.
And it's beautiful to the point that I'm questioning myself.
You feel bad that you don't
I
do it.
a shit mum? And the thing is, I've always struggled with this thing in life where treat others the way you want to be treated. I've
Yeah.
always battled with that in
Even
my
with
head.
your kids.
Yes, in terms of I couldn't handle that happening to me at night without waking up and ruining my sleep.
Yeah.
So I don't want to risk doing that to my son. That's my thinking behind it.
But can I?
Mm.
If Eugene does it every night and he
Yeah, I
doesn't
know.
wake up, isn't that evidence enough that he's not going to wake up? And you could go if you wanted to.
I know, but then I'm like, what if Huge just got away with it? Because there's one, and then the second one, I
Yeah.
wake him up, and I'm like,
yeah.
damn
It's a
it.
one-time only thing.
Yeah.
You only get one chance a night to kiss him on the
Yeah,
forehead.
I don't know.
You could
So
race him.
I
Get in there first.
I just question myself.
No, you are not a shit mum at all for that.
Does everyone kiss their kids good night? See, we
Hang
do
on,
the
sorry.
big.
I just realised I said you're not a shit mum at all for that,
Oh.
which then sort of implies but there are plenty of other reasons that you are.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, no.
But we do the whole nightly kiss, cuddle, whatever.
How
when
long
he
does your
goes to
bedtime
bed.
routine take?
It goes for about. Well, he used to do reading in bed, and then that leads into the bedtime routine. But now he doesn't necessarily read before bed. He'll just read
Yeah.
at some point in the afternoon before he goes to bed. So now it goes for about 10 minutes.
Oh, I love that.
If
10 minutes.
if that, and he loves the bedtime routine.
Yeah, my kids love the bedtime routine. We're sort of at the point of wondering whether or not we should make bedtime for Leonardo a little bit later because he does have a little bit of trouble settling, and he's not falling asleep in that same window where
Yeah.
he used to.
Yeah.
Just that little bit more, energy to burn off still, which we're finding surprising given how much he burns off already through the day.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot, for us to get him to the point of I'm ready for bed.
Yeah.
You've got to take him on a 6K walk, a bike ride, a taekwondo class, Oz kick, swimming, and a play date somewhere. I
Right.
swear to God, for him to be guys, you know what? I'm
I'm done."
tired.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll think he's done.
Yeah.
And then when you get to bed, he'll lie and he'll toss in his turn. Last night he was singing "Who Let the Dogs Out" to me until who knows what time. You know what I mean? And then it's cute. 'cause
Maybe the
then
neighbour's dog came out and he was just like
maybe he heard it.
asking the
I don't
question.
know. I don't know, Nance. But it's funny because then I think I get frustrated when he doesn't fall asleep sometimes because if I'm still in there with him, or Joya, the same goes. We'll stay in with the boys until they're asleep, and it's and the longer you're in there, it's like you're eating into my revenge time. Revenge time being the time that we get once the kids are in bed to catch
Yeah.
up on your day.
Yeah.
And then you might go, oh, just one more episode, and you end up staying up till midnight.
Yeah.
But it's that revenge. It feels good. You're claiming back your time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we'll get frustrated because you're you're still awake.
Yeah.
So I pretend to fall asleep because then he often will get soothed and you
Yeah.
know fall asleep next to us. Last night, Joy was like, you were asleep straight away. I could hear you snoring out there. And I was like, I pretend to snore to help with the illusion.
Oh, yes, right.
Not at all. I always fall asleep in there first.
See, I couldn't do that. I couldn't fall asleep and then get up and then keep going with my night.
It kills me.
No,
That's
I couldn't do
exactly
that. I'd be done.
And when when one of us comes in, if we have fallen asleep and you wake the other one up, you're like, wake up, mate, let's go. And you're like, oh. Last night I was like, what time is it? She's like 9 o'clock.
Wow.
From 7:15, bedtime started. Then we did like 3 stories.
I just realised what's happening with Joya. She's getting her revenge time while you're out. She's like, oh, time to myself without any of
You know what? You know what?
I just go
She
Joya.
and it's fun because like sometimes if you're on
winning.
if you're on Roman
Yeah.
bedtime,
Yeah.
he often is like, good night.
Yeah.
So like you're out by 7:35.
Yeah.
So maybe she was out at 7:35. She left me in there till 9.
Yes.
Leo was
She's
actually asleep
onto
at 7:45. Could you imagine? She just leave me be.
Yeah. But the other, I mean, I'm very lucky. Yuge and I are very, very lucky. We've never stayed with Jaden until he falls asleep.
We never
He
did
happened-
until they went
he
into
just-
big beds.
He does just, no.
And even then,
a lot of people do that, but I'm lucky.
because like we never did like as babies. We would just
Yeah.
put them in, and it's funny because I said to Joy just this morning. We were talking about like Leo's stirring as he falls asleep, and I said, but we think about it like maybe that was his routine as a baby. All the way to now, like that's how he does settle himself. When we used to just leave him in the cot in the dark, close the door, bye bye, good night.
Yeah.
Whereas now we're there for the show.
Yep.
We're lying there waiting for him, but he's actually like doing his thing, and then he does have a process. Like
Yeah.
he very much has like the same little. You
Yeah.
can tell when he's on the edge of sleep.
Yep.
He's picked his nose. He's
Oh, God.
he's rolled over this way. He's rolled over that way. He's asked to flip the pillow. He's asked to change pajamas. He's back into bed.
Oh, my God.
Am I a shit parent for allowing it, or am I a shit
No,
parent for like?
No, I'm just tired.
And that's the thing. So then you're lying there and you're like, go to sleep. So last night I was asleep and
Pretending to snore.
no, genuinely at this point. And he moved and he headbutted me. And that's been happening a lot with both boys lately. They'll just headbutt me and wake me up. And that's a very abrupt way to start your day.
Yeah.
A headbutt from a child. But I said to him, I was like, I woke up and I was like, what are you doing? Are you still awake? Go to sleep. Like lie down and go to sleep.
Yeah.
He's like, Dad, can I lie on you and hug you? I'm like, no, just go to sleep. Like, I'll pat you, I'll give you a hug, you know. And then I feel bad because I'm like, I should just cherish those moments, shouldn't I?
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
But it's also like, I've got things to do. And then it's like, I shouldn't think that, should I?
Yeah.
I shouldn't think I've got other things to do than this moment
No,
right
no,
now.
No, you shouldn't.
And that's the thing that I get caught up in. And I go, I'm
know.
a shit parent for that. Do you know what I mean? But I will say that I'm very good lately. I feel like I am. And Joy is very good on it too, of like, we're trying not to be on the phones. And I'm always on my phone, you
Yeah.
know.
Yep.
Always. But
Yeah, at
Joy's
night
like,
you're not anymore. No, that I know.
no. Or even like between like that 5 and like
Yep.
7:30, like
Yep.
it stays. I'll try and like leave it here in the office,
Yep.
or I'll leave it up on the Nook, and like try not to look at it in those hours.
Yep.
Just to be more there, and it is
Present.
way more fun to be more
Yes.
present with the boys.
Absolutely.
Obviously.
Absolutely.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Are you a shit parent?
I know. Are you a shit parent? Or what do you do that you think you're a shit parent? You're probably not a shit parent. I'm probably 99% sure you're not a shit parent. But what do you think? What plays with your mind that makes you question some days, am I a shit parent?
There's so many things though. Like I say it almost daily. Like even when I get a little bit angry and reactive, oh my gosh, poor Leonardo. So like he dug a ballpoint pen into their little table last night. Like it's a brand new table.
Yeah.
And now it's got this beautiful like
Dent,
3-inch dent scraped through it.
Okay.
Very upsetting. And
Your pens are sharp.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, did he use a shiv? What's he doing?
Wow.
Like, no, it was deep. It was very deep. But, you know, it's that reaction of like Leonardo, and it's great because at the moment he's just come back from Tasmania. And while he was there, my in-laws have an antique store. If you're in Tasmania, visit Carrick Mill Antiques.
There you go.
There you go. If you're just outside of Launceston, guys, go visit. Tell them Vince sent you. They had him working in the shop. He wanted things in their antique shop. So Grandpa was like, you want to get something in the shop, you're going to work. So he's now got this new understanding. We're starting him off on like,
Yes.
he knows how to contribute in the house,
Yes.
but now your contribution has a value.
Yeah.
So we're like, what do you want in the shop? So he picked a tiger, $16. All right, well, you're going to earn it. So he came home, even that night on the phone, he was like, Dad, I swept the path today and I made $2. I made $2. So we're trying to help him understand. So last night it was like, Leonardo, this is a brand new table. Do you know how much money we paid for this? He's like, is it less than my tiger? We're like, well, no, it's not. It's many of your tigers probably like 8 of your tigers, mate, more. What, like, and he goes, "Oh, I always make mistakes.
Oh.
I didn't know there was paper. I didn't know there was no paper there, Dad." And I said, I said, mate, I stopped everything. I said to him, I said, you do not always make mistakes. I said, everybody makes mistakes. I make mistakes, like leaving my sound on my computer. You can hear it chiming away in the background. Forgiven. Everybody makes mistakes. I was like, I make mistakes every day.
Yeah.
And it might be like my reaction to something you say.
Yeah.
That could be a mistake.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
like when,
yeah.
I put something in the bin that I wasn't supposed to. That's a mistake, Leah.
Yeah.
Like everybody does it. I said, but you know what we've got to do for our mistakes is learn from them.
That's right.
So we're going to make sure that we try not to make that mistake again because we know better. So you're not going to dig a pen into this table again, are you?
Yeah,
He
we
said,
talk about that
No.
all the time. I always say that to Jaden. It's like making a mistake is fine, but you shouldn't make the same mistake over and over and over again.
At what
Like
point
if
do
I've
you
told
think
you
that
once,
they
if I've
can
told
actually grasp that concept though? Like when do you think they are, this is probably where I'm up to in the books, where are they actively learning, or is this just something that's unique to me as a parent where I feel like there are so many things that they do.
Yeah.
They run at full speed, they run into the wall, they go, it hurts. But then 2 days later, they run at full speed, they run into the wall.
I
And I'm
think
like,
it's-
but when are they actually, when do they start actively aware, learning through their own awareness?
Yeah.
They're aware that they've learned that.
I think it's the age thing, whereas Jaden's a bit older,
Yeah.
and I reckon it takes 3 goes. It should only take 1, but it takes about 3. I'll go something like, I told you to pack your school bag with your reading book the night before, because he'll come home from school and he'll say like, oh, I forgot my reader today. But you did that last week. So remember when you finished your book, I said to you, put it straight in your bag.
Yeah.
So I reckon it takes him about 3 goes and we get there in the end.
Okay.
But now he's a bit older. He's 8.
And we'll be right back.
Now, for all our interstate listeners, and we know there's a few of you out there, don't be afraid that you can't visit Biophilia Health, because you can via their telehealth appointment system.
That's right. If you need quick relief fast, book your appointment online, have your appointment, and then they will post out to you your tailored supplement or herbal medicine remedies just for you.
And don't forget, if you mention the code word Livin, you will also get 15% off those supplements.
15% off your first naturopathic prescription, all thanks to Biophilia Health. Visit www.biophiliahealth.com today.
And now, back to the show.
Yeah. And that's the thing, it's funny because I don't think we're hard on our kids. I don't believe we are. Like, we're both very aware of, like, we want them to have that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I feel like for all the time as well that we spend, and actually it was a good reminder last week, we were talking about, like, speech.
Yes.
And I think I had to
Yes, we
speak with
did.
you
We
about
had
it.
this conversation.
And I was saying it to somebody else, and they were like, yeah, but they're just 5. Like
Yeah.
they're just kids still.
Yes.
And I think back and I'm like, yeah, you're absolutely right. At what point do I think they have to be like, they're checking every milestone. They're past all those things. They're like, there's nothing to really, what do you worry about?
But
what
even with the milestones, it's kind of quite frustrating, because sometimes you get a bit, you might get told something at school, he's a bit, behind in this and that and that. But honestly, when you look at the majority of your friends, your family, your siblings, it all evens out in the end.
Yeah.
Yet we put this pressure on ourselves to tick that box.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Like
I
for all the times that we spend like reading or like things like that as well, I'm like, we have done probably 100 times more than our parents did in the lifetime, in their lifespan already of like the 5 years of my boys being in existence.
Yeah.
I even said to the boys the other night, I was like, do you know how many times I remember Nonna putting me to bed? Never.
Yeah.
I have not one actual memory of my dad putting me to bed.
I used to milk it like so many times. I loved being carried to bed. So when we'd be driving home from a
my
visit,
kids.
because as a kid we didn't have to go.
Did
We
you
didn't
pretend
go
to be asleep?
always,
Oh my God, I love
just so I could
I love
be carried to bed. And here I am saying I'm the lightest sleeper ever. But as a
Hello.
kid, I was like, oh, I'm so asleep right now.
I think that's so cute. Leo's done that a few times when we come back
Yeah.
from places. Like he'll just be like,
Yeah,
and he'll smile the whole way, and I'm like, I love it.
I know.
love it.
No,
It's those
love
moments
it.
that I love.
Yeah.
Like I love those little things, and it's funny because like I said to him, I was like, do you know how many times?
Yeah,
Nonna
no.
put me-" He was like, what? Never? He couldn't believe it. And then I was like, I actually don't really have that many memories of even mum putting me to bed. Truthfully, I think I've got more memories of just being like, good night,
Yeah.
and going to bed. And
Yeah.
like I would read, or then mum would come and be like, all right, time to turn off the light.
Yeah.
But there was never like the routine and the full production that we put on for our children.
Yes. And
And then we wonder why they're so like.
even mum now, there's a few times, and mum, bless her heart, 81 years old, and sometimes Jaden will want her to sit on the floor with him
My kids
to
do, the
do
same thing.
something. And the time she goes, oh my God, I didn't do this for you guys and I'm doing it now.
But I love that.
And
Like
she'll get down there and then we get a crane and we lift her up.
last week when
She's not that heavy.
when Joya and Leo had just come home, Dad came past and I was doing some paperwork for him, and I was like happened to get another phone call, so I was interrupted. So I was took another call in another room, and I come back and my dad's on the floor doing a puzzle with the boys.
Oh, love it.
And the boys are like, Dad, Nonna's doing a puzzle with us. And I was like, wow. I was like, do you know how many puzzles he's done with me? Zero.
Yeah.
But I was like, but I love
I know.
this.
I love it now. I love
And even
it.
like my dad, like he looked so happy, like just he's
Yes.
playing with the kids.
Yep.
And then they were like, no, let's go play football. He was like, oh, okay. Gets up and goes out in the backyard and plays football with them. And I was like, just sort of stood there watching for a moment with a coffee. And I said to Joy, I was like, this is the best.
I know.
Like
it
this
is
the
Yes,
best.
yes,
Like, look
yes,
how
yes.
happy my kids are. And I've seen that. Like, it's not that I've never done that with my dad.
Yeah.
But like, I remember playing football with him like that. And so seeing
Yes.
them do that, and I could see it in my dad. I was like, he looks like he's, 35 years old again.
Loving
just
it.
like, yeah, loving that.
Jaden will trick Nonna. He'll play Uno with her,
Clever.
and he always wins.
Interesting.
And he goes, Nonna doesn't know.
Does Nonna know? She knows.
Probably not.
Oh,
I think
bless.
Nonna does know because we've played the three of us a few times if
Yeah,
Mum's
yeah.
been at my place. And I swear when them two are playing, if I'm, cooking and Mum's over for dinner or something, sometimes Mum will say, but no, you can do that. And Jaden will look over at me to see if I'm...
Verify, please.
And I'm like, you don't let Nonna do that, but then you do it to her. Like, he's a cheat.
My kids the other day were like, no, let's play Tucker Goat Cheese Cat Pizza. Have you got that game, that card game? Tucker Cat Goat Cheese Pizza or something?
Oh, wow.
And I was like, Nonna could barely speak English. Let's not give him
I know.
a tongue twister to start.
Oh, my gosh. Never heard of that.
Gatto formaggio.
I know. Yeah. Anyway, are you a shit parent? I don't think you are.
I don't think you are.
But what do you question?
You're in yourself. Like, what are the
Yes.
things that you go, I'm a shit parent?
Yeah.
But then you have to look at the reality and go, I'm not a shit parent at all. I'm doing
No.
my best with what I know.
If you're doing your best, you are definitely not a shit
And
parent.
you know what? I'm reading a fantastic book at the moment that Joy's been, she read it and she harped on to me for ages. So she knows that I'm on it and I
Yeah.
love it. It's called Gather Hunt Parent. And it actually talks more
I haven't
about.
heard of that one. I've heard of a few of them, but no, not that.
This one's
not that
great.
one.
It sort of talks more about how we do too much for kids, but we also do it in isolation as families. Like the idea of a nuclear family of like two parents, two kids is not old thinking. That is not traditionally or like primitively how we should maybe live. Because kids, when living in different villages or living in caves still, those communities, you've got parents, kids, grandparents, aunties, uncles, the village.
Yes.
So this is where the idea
Yes.
of it takes a village to raise a child. And we all say it. Like even now, we still say it at like the kids' birthdays when we say like, this is the village that we choose to have around us. To be fair, we probably only see 10 of those people out of the 40 that are there.
They don't input into...
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. But we still consider you the village because you do have an
Yeah.
influence. But the absolute
Yes.
stem of that comes from children doing parallel play, which between instead of being at childcare in a young age, if you've got those networks around you,
Yeah, because we had our cousins and we
that's
had
right.
our big...
That's
and,
right.
Yeah.
And so that parallel play of like kids start learning all the different elements of day-to-day
Yes.
routine or processes or how we clean through everybody, not
Yes.
just mum and dad. And so like the author has a really great passage where it's like, no wonder I feel absolutely effed after 2 days with my child by myself because I've done the work of what used to be
The
6
village.
people, the village.
The
Whereas
village.
parents today, we isolate ourselves more
Yeah.
because we also feel like, if I say I'm having trouble with that. We're embarrassed. We're ashamed. I'm having trouble with that.
Yes.
Like I say openly sometimes, like I'm challenged by my kids' boisterousness, which I think is weird because I wasn't a boisterous boy. So some days I'm like, I don't know how to respond to that, but I know what I would have liked or I can see what they need.
Yep.
It's like Joya, you know, her experience as an only child doesn't necessarily have the sibling conflict model. So she looks at that sometimes and goes, I'm overwhelmed by that as a parent. So then like we talk about it. And we talk about it with maybe one or two people on the side, like, you know, but we don't have that full network anymore. And I say we as a community, a society, like not everybody does anymore. So we isolate ourselves, feel like shit parents, feel bad about it, don't talk about it, beat ourselves up. It's this bad cycle.
Yeah.
You're not a shit parent.
No. And that makes perfect sense. That whole village scenario.
Yeah,
makes
it's a phenomenal book. I'm only like in the first third, and immediately I said to Joy, I was like, I get it. Because that's what she said when she started reading it. She was like, this book is, and like we need the boys to do more.
Yeah.
They need to do more contribution. Like every time we do something for them, even little things, we're stealing that opportunity for them to learn and do that. And I'm like, totally get that. And it's funny how much you do for your kids without realizing. So even then, like, I've turned into my mum. And I say things now my mum used to say, which is like, I will not have two little pig boys in this house. And I get it now.
Yep.
Like I get why she made us do those things of like making your bed every morning or folding your clothes and putting it away.
Yes.
And even like, you know, when I'm like, can you help with the dishwasher? They're like, yes. And I'm like, great, because I need you to have these skills.
Yes.
I don't want to raise
That's
adults
right.
who don't know how to function.
Yeah. And I've really improved with that because I was very much, I'll do everything.
Me too. I was like my boy princes.
But now, like, even sometimes when I'm cooking, sometimes you've got, you know, you need to wait 5 minutes for that to cook before. And I'm standing there in the kitchen and I could go set the table. But I will just even pretend I'm busy. Jaden, can you set the table, please? And he will just get up now, even if he's still, you know, walking backwards, watching the TV still. But he will just do it. Yeah. Because that's become normal. So now I need to keep adding. Can you dust? Can you mop?
That's
can you polish?
And it's funny because even like personality-wise, you can see like Roman is very happy. Like Roman loves cooking. Yeah. As soon as he's got the opportunity, he's like, Dad, can I cut that? Can I help? Like he wants to be up and he's very into food. Yep. Very food driven. Yep. And he'll happily clean. He'll be like, I'll vacuum. I'll do that. Yep. Whereas Leo's a bit more like, Roman, you can vacuum my room and I'll pay you in Hot Wheels cars. Yep. Like he's different thinker. Yeah. I actually said only this morning to Jaden before he went to school, I said, Dad's home this weekend for the first time, both days, all day. And I said, you know what? We're doing a family cleaning day. I love family cleaning days.
And I don't think we've done one in a long time. Family cleaning days. And I mean all three at once. You know, and
put on video hits or put on the music.
And Jaden just rolled his eyes as if to say, what are you talking about? And I'm like, you'll find out on Saturday.
I love that.
I can't wait.
I love it. It's actually like I'd probably do it less with music now because everyone's like, can you turn your music down? It's too loud. But I'm like, I love that. Put on the music, put on video clips in the
and how
background.
Good will we feel at the end of it?
It's the best.
And it's not even the cleaning stuff. It's even just the things that you neglect, like, you know, the wardrobes. Yeah. It's like, put it in, close the door.
Mine's like that at the moment.
Oh, so yes. Can't wait for that.
Love that.
Right. But you're not a shit parent. You're not a shit parent.
You're not a shit parent.
Thank you.
You're not a shit parent if you're listening. We love you. We hope you're having a great week.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, tremendous.
Horrendous?
Horrendous, yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Oh, no, none of that. It is absolutely tremendous. Tremendous? Yeah, you did the wah.
No, that's just, you know, I like to do horrendous and tremendous. They go together.
Okay. Yeah. But definitely tremendous. All this extra stuff you and I have been busy doing lately. How tremendous. Because Vince and I, Livin podcast, are proudly major sponsors of the Style Hosts Longest Table Lunch, which is happening on the 25th of August.
Yes.
So yeah, we are very, very proud to be putting in the hard yards at the moment behind the scenes. We've got some amazing donations.
So many. I don't know how
we've
we're going to
already raised that. We haven't even had the luncheon, and we've raised with obviously the Style Hosts have raised with, you know, with our help as well. But you know, we've raised $12,000 so far.
Wow.
For the hospital research.
I actually hadn't opened the email from last night, but is that
12,000? We're up, and the event hasn't happened.
Love that.
How good.
Well, we're only a couple of weeks away. So if you do want to get tickets and you want to support Hospital Research Foundation, come and have lunch with the Style hosts, Marie Jodas, Rebecca Moores. We'll be there having lunch. We'll be mundering in the corner too. Come with us. Come. And we're going to support. It's going to be such a beautiful day.
We'll have the ticket link in our bio. We've got that already,
It's already there.
It's at Ocean Bar and Kitchen at Henley. We've got some
Delicious.
beautiful vocals by Tanya Savelli and Shelley Pantich. Pantich?
I love
Did
that.
I say that right?
I think so.
Yes, Pantich. And
It's funny
what-
because I would have been like Shelley Lund. Just
I know.
that.
I was about to. Her maiden name, yep.
Love that.
But then I was also, we've got photos by Nancy, not me.
Hey, can I just say,
Not me.
I've only known one Nancy
I know. How
for like
lucky are you?
16 plus years now,
Mm.
18 years.
Mm.
And all of a sudden this year, it's the year of Nancy.
Woohoo!
Two more
Hey, I'm here
Nancys.
for it.
That's no, 100%.
I'm
It's
here
the
for
year
it.
of Nancy.
I'm here for it. We've
I
got,
love it.
MLC Design Studio who's just finalised the gorgeous looking menu for the day.
Nance, I saw the menus last
I
night.
know.
They are beautiful.
I know. Beautiful. So, yeah.
Joya said, I want to use that font for everything in life.
Oh, bless.
It's
Go,
really
Rach from
yeah.
MLC. Well
No,
done.
She rocked it. She rocked it.
All right. But yeah, that's it for us for another episode of Livin. We will see you all next week.
See you
Ciao,
then.
ciao. I didn't ask you.
Oh,
Was yours the same?
no, it's the same.
Tremendous? Oh, good.
Tremendous.
Phew. Phew.
Like, how can you say anything
I know.
other?
I know.
I'm excited. I'm excited. Hey, I've got to go change the laundry because I'm a good parent.
Oh.
I'm going to go do that.
Okay. I'll just dance alone. Like most functions.